So here's an interesting tweet that I shared about Cunningham's Law. Cunningham's Law. And what Cunningham's Law is the best way to get the right answer on the internet is not to ask a question. It's to post the wrong answer. And so then I go ahead and I include hashtags Cunningham's Law, fact-based, facts matter, and facts matter here. And they do, because on this channel, my ethos is, of course, to try to get to the truth, which may lie between two or more sides on any given topic. You know, it's not always an absolute position that works. Sometimes you need to think outside the box, hear everybody out, and then find the truth lying somewhere in between. Do the scientific method and reach a higher conclusion, a higher truth. But sometimes when you're dealing with promotion and getting publicity, sometimes the most helpful, easy, straightforward, Occam's razor way to get a bit more information is to say the wrong thing, because people will rush in. They will rush in to go ahead and correct you, and that's a good thing. You know, that's a good thing for them to come in. People will clarify your position for you. They'll go into the comment section. If it isn't there, check out Dissenter by Gab and add the comment section that is missing. But of course, they'll add the correct answer. And so you can correct your mistake, and it's all very organic. It's a crowd-sourced kind of situation. And you do see this also being utilized in the news as well. You'll see President Trump use a figure. Now, it might be mind-reading to say that he's intentionally doing it, but Donald Trump will make mistakes. Okay, he will make linguistic mistakes. He'll make verbal mistakes. He'll say the wrong thing. And anything that he says that's the wrong thing, if he makes a typo, or if he says the wrong thing in a speech, like he says that there are airports in 1776, if he says something like that, look how often it's spoken of. Look how much it's reported. And then think that some of these things that are, you know, it's part of something else that gets more attention as a result of the mistake. The news media will report it. People will want to see it. They'll want to, especially as detractors, they'll want to point to the mistake and say, no, you're wrong. And sometimes they even get into a situation where he'll lowball something, where he really should be exaggerating. Like Donald Trump, President Trump, is known for hyperbole, being directionally accurate and saying things very hyperbolically, over positive. Or if something's bad, he'll go over negative on it and really try to drive it home like that. But, you know, he'll say the wrong thing, and everybody will rush to say, well, you're stupid, this is right. But sometimes they'll actually say something, he'll lowball something. Like, for example, Cunningham's Law, he'll say the wrong statistic for, and this isn't really a great subject, it's a darker subject, but the immigration, you know, the fact that so many people that come across the border through trafficking, child and women being trafficked, children and women being trafficked, drugs. But these people are being, you know, they're being raped. Let's be frank and let's be honest about the dangers of crossing. It's very sad. It's very awful what's happening at the southern border with these people that are migrating here illegally. They are not safe. But he was saying, you know, 33% of women that come over the border illegally are being raped. And then the media and the fact checkers said, no, Mr. Trump, you are trying to bring attention to this issue, but it's even greater than you say. It's even greater. It's 40%. It's 50%. So they give a more accurate answer. He doesn't even have to do the work. He gets corrected. Now, if you do this too much, I'm not sure what the effects might be. Your credibility might drop. But again, the best way to get the right answer on the internet is not to ask a question. It's to provide the wrong answer. So again, I do have my disclaimer at the end of every tweet video, but you know, I'm not trying to spread misinformation or disinformation. I'm just trying to say, if you say the wrong thing, somebody's going to correct you, and you know what? It's for the best, because you get to a higher truth. So Cunningham's Law, very common with, and AOC does the same thing. If she says something outrageous that people will report on, that the right will go crazy about, they'll say she's a nutso, she's a socialist commie crazy. The Trump supporters, and the MAGA crowd, the right, they'll go crazy. But the thing is, they're talking about her. They're giving her attention. They're giving her publicity. And those that know the publicity industry know there's no such thing as bad publicity. You want to get people to talk about you. You want to get people to share your message. Because, you might think that when somebody makes a mistake, like, oh, it's so bad. Trump said the wrong thing. He used the wrong word. You might think that might hurt his credibility. But the fact is that he's trying to get out a greater message. He's trying to get out a message about immigration, or he's trying to get it out about lowering drug prices, or whatever it might be. And then he says something at the end of a speech, or at the beginning, or just throws a word in there, either intentionally or unintentionally, and reporting attention goes up. So there's incentive to get it wrong. And again, don't make it an addiction, but it is an interesting way to get people involved and to get the dialogue going. So rather interesting.